Hello, Inverness Gigs welcomes you to the Summer House Sessions. Today we are joined by Davie Cowan and Dougie Burns. They're here to tell us a bit about their American tour. So, does it have a name or is it just the American tour?
Well, there's some people in America that are trying to name it.
Maybe safer naming it when we come back.
Aye. Yeah, it's just their trip to Texas. And
Our musical voyage.
although South by Southwest Festival official is on when we're going, we're playing in what you might call the fringe, like the fringe of the festival. 'Cause there seems to be lots of local bars and clubs and that have gigs while the main festival's on. So although we're not on the official bill, we will be there during South by Southwest and we'll be joining in with as many things as we can.
Yeah.
So what inspired this trip to Texas?
Well, inspired is not really. We were invited.
Yeah.
Over the last few years, Davie and I, at the same week as Belladrum, we have hosted some folk that Rob Ellen brought over from America to play at Belladrum and to tour the Highlands and do house concerts and things like that. So Rob approached me, and I think he did the same with you, and he had Chuck Hawthorne with him. And so Chuck came and stayed at my house and played at a barbecue that I had in the garden, and we got on famously with a really good time. And then a day or two after he played at mine, he went and did the same at Davie's, and we all just kind of hit it off. In the following year, Chuck then brought his partner Libby Cock over, and we got on well with her. And one thing led to another, and last year when they came for a third year in a row, Libby invited me and then invited Davie to come over to Texas, and she's organised a series of appearances at gigs and open mics and things that are going on there, and she's persuaded people to let us join in, which has been really nice of her.
Yeah,
There's many things that she's sorted out for us now. It's quite a lot, isn't it?
Quite a few. I think most of the days are pretty well taken up with something or other, aren't they? Even
going
the rodeo we're looking forward to is going to be a crack.
Yeah, she's organised us playing with her band. She's got a gig at the Houston Rodeo on the 16th of March, and so we're playing a gig there, and her band are going to be backing us up, and we'll be playing in the same venue as them, and then we're going into the Houston Rodeo to lap it up, so it should be fun. And that same weekend is St Patrick's Day on the Sunday, and she's arranged a St Patrick's Day gig in an Irish bar in Houston as well.
So that's going to be fun.
So practicing your Irish songs for that.
Well, all the traditional stuff, I'm leaving that up to Davie.
Well,
I'm a one-trick pony. I've got my own songs. Finito.
So it sounds like a pretty much action-packed time away. It's almost more working than holiday.
Well, we're away for 12 days.
Certainly what we're telling everybody here anyway.
There's 12 days, and we think we've got 10 things booked. And so it's not work. None of it's paid. It's not paid anything. It's all just us going and letting people know about our music and trying to let them know that we would come back again. Hey, Davie?
That's exactly what it is. Just networking with people, meeting them with different people, and just picking up the whole vibe. We've been over in Austin, obviously.
A few years ago, before all this came about, Davie went to Kansas with Rob Ellen to the...
Yeah, we went to the Folk Alliance, and that was fantastic. It was basically built around 2 hotels in Kansas City, and there's like your main showcases that are on in the bigger sort of venues, and then all the hotel rooms are turned into little organisations, turn them into wee concert venues. So you basically go around and you do a half-hour show for people, and you invite people to your room, and it was amazing. There were songwriters from all over the States and all over the world, really. So you're sitting playing songs, and one guy says, "Oh no, here's a song I wrote for Willie Nelson or whatever, you know. So
Did you meet Tom Paxton at that?
I met Tom Paxton. I just recorded my album the year before that, and I actually covered one of Tom's songs, Rambling Boy, on the album, and we just happened to bump into him in the corridor while we were going through the hotel, and it was great. Just stopped and had a chat with him. And
But it's that networking thing, you know. We're going to Austin, Texas this year, and somebody that Davie met in Kansas has been in touch and is wondering if we can maybe come and play something
it's
with her.
it's actually a soup kitchen she does for the homeless in downtown Austin, and it's, I think with Billy Bragg and people like that playing over the years, and it's just like the artists go into a 15-minute set while they're having their lunch, and with 400 people there, so
Yeah, no,
If we can get along to that,
lots
we're
of
going to
weird
do
little
that, you
things
know.
like that, you know.
there'll be a lot of people listening to this interview quite jealous. You know, it sounds quite an exciting adventure. It'd be good to show off what some our Highland boys have to offer the Americans.
So, I mean, my experience of any trip to America is that the American people are really welcoming to the Scots, because a lot of them, as historically, have got roots here, and they more than the Scots, I would say, they're really interested in their roots and where their families came from, and with it being the Highlands, you know, because of what happened in the clearances, a lot of their families are rooted in this part of Scotland. So, you know, it's interesting. I don't come from this part of Scotland, but Davie does.
Yeah.
So he can show off all the time.
I'll be name dropping.
Aye. Not that I ever name dropped the name Burns, you know. Are you related to Robbie Burns? Oh yes, is the correct answer.
I don't think there is any for that famous Cowans, is there? So, snookered with that one.
So where are you most looking forward to playing?
I think the rodeo sounds like a real.
The rodeo
that's gonna
sounds
be a hoot.
amazing. I've had a look at some rodeo things on the internet, you know, and it's the biggest production. You know, it's amazing the amount of people that are there. It's in a huge stadium that holds thousands and thousands of people, and they have we're playing again in a gig that's, I think it's got 2,000 folk.
Yeah.
But the main auditorium, which has got like 80,000 folk, it's got big country stars playing that night. You know, I think we're playing in the afternoon. At night, there's a big concert production following all the rodeo competitions and stuff like that. So it's a big deal. In Houston, it's a very big deal. So
yeah, that's going to be good. And even just they're quite good over there for doing their guitar rounds, where basically people, you just get a group of musicians sitting in a guitar round, and everybody will play a song and just keeps going round, you know, and it's
just like a sort of House Cayley here, isn't it?
kind of similar round.
well, the Chuck Hawthorne does a music night in a pub called the Liberty Tavern in Elgin, Texas, which is I think a suburb of Austin. And it strikes me that it's a bit like the Velocity Cafe that I do. You know, Chuck's going to have Davie and we're all going to sit on a small stage or whatever and just do what Davie's talking about. It's like, you know, Chuck will play a song and he'll say, right, and then Davie will play one, I'll play one, and sort of go round like that. And he presents that, I think it's a weekly or fortnightly basis in that bar. So that's his gig, so we're going to be joining him in his gig, where Libby last year came into Velocity Cafe and did the same thing with me.
Yeah.
So I like these wee things as well as the big idea, you know.
Yeah. Oh, that's really good. Would one of you like to play as a tune? Who would like to go up first?
Davie could start as well.
Yeah, I'll throw one in here for you.
Major disaster, my teeth done.
So I'll do this one here for us, for the hard-working fellas who are going over to the States. So I'll do Working Man.
What?
Oh, I will be a working man, live my life upon this land, firm proud I stand, I'm a working man. this land, I'm proud I stand, working man. Oh, I am a working man. Oh, I am a working man. I live my life upon this land. I play by day and honest hand. I'm proud I stand, I'm a working man. At night I see a lighthouse shine, beacons down some warning signs. Her lights will guide us safely home upon the wave of time we roll. And I will be a working man, live my life upon this land. I'm proud I stand, I'm a working man. Oh, I am a working man. Oh, I am a working man. I live my life upon this land. I play by day and honest hand. I'm proud I stand, I'm a working man. At night I dream of distant shores, other worlds my dreams explore, where people touch with healing hands, and peace prevails throughout the land. And I will be a working man, live my life upon this land. I'm proud I stand, a working man. Whoa, I am a working man. Oh, I am a working man. I live my life upon this land. I play by day and honest hand. I'm proud I stand, I'm a working man. Cheers.
I'm afraid to say I'm a wooer whenever somebody finishes the song. I hear myself and I'm like, stop.
my good work.
So,
Everybody likes a good book.
so talk a bit about your music, Davie. I've met Dougie before and we've done a sessions before, so I just thought we would maybe hone in on a bit of your music, and it's been quite varied over the years from what I can gather.
Yeah.
What sort of styles is it that you actually prefer?
Well, when I was growing up, really, I mean, when I was a kid, it was country and western folk that was always been played in the house. But I was always a bit of a punk myself, you know. I sort of grew up in that era, listening to the Clash and the Stranglers and Stiff Little Fingers. But in my early 20s, I ended up kind of playing in a Celtic rock band, a band called Cognac. So my tastes kind of moved on into something a wee bit different. And probably much later on, I kind of reclaimed my punk roots a wee bit, I would say, and I kind of went back into writing more along that lines. But more about the attitude of punk rather than the sound of it, you know.
Yeah.
Rather than using heavy distorted guitars, I was kind of always into the more acoustic side of things. But I think the sort of punk ethos is more about the attitude behind the music rather than the actual sound of it, more than anything. So I like to think of myself as an old punk,
Yeah.
playing folk music, I suppose.
Yeah, it's good to hear everybody's stories about how they've progressed over the years.
Did you ever wear a dog collar?
No, I stopped short of the dog
I
collar.
did.
I did have the leather jacket with all the studs and the ripped jeans and that kind of thing.
I'm a wee bit older than you, so I was in 1977. I was 16, and I remember my mates and I going to a pet shop and get in and trying on dog collars, and the guy in the pet shop was gone off his rocker. He thought we were just stupid, and of course we were stupid, but we were actually like trying on dog collars, and we all bought one.
I did have the chain with a padlock. I had one of those for a wee while. It's a Sid Vicious thing with a padlock and the chain.
People don't actually
Which is funny,
realise, I
because
know
I was
you're
a
much
kid.
younger, but in 1976, 77, 78, the general public, like your dad was shocked.
Oh,
When they seen things on the telly, my dad loved music, but he was like, what is going on? You know, he was aghast.
Yeah, I remember talking with Rob Ellen a while back, and got me to write a song, and he was talking about how punk came in and rock and roll was gone. You know, the standard format for rock and roll had totally been thrown into the wind because of the punk movement.
Yeah, I mean, people talk about Nirvana destroying heavy rock and that. The punk movement in Britain, anyway, it was much bigger.
yeah.
It was a much different. You know, bands like Genesis and Yes and all these bands, they suddenly had no audience. They've got a big audience again, but at that time,
Yeah.
all of a sudden, young folk and teenagers were like,
I think it's because it added that whole DIY element. Everybody realised, you know, everyone can have a go. You just get up and you just do it. Basically, there was no kind of rule book. They kind of ripped up the rule book, I suppose, didn't they?
Yeah. So no,
I think what got my dad, it's funny you say about that, though, when it went into the 80s, then it was more about the whole look and sort of mallets and that came in. I remember my band that we were in at the time, and my dad was giving us a lift through to Alipool where we were playing. With the bags, and my hairdryer fell out of the bag. My dad just couldn't believe it. That was it.
like,
for him.
oh no!
When he saw the hairdryers, that was the end.
Yeah. It's funny, I mean, it makes me feel like I'm really old bloke, you know, because you think back to the punk thing, and I mean, I was into bands like Thin Lizzy and Status Quo, but I still, you know, like Phil Lynott absolutely approached the punk thing as a great big, brilliant happening. He embraced it, you know.
Yeah,
That
even
sort
I
of
think
thing.
with Tom Petty as well. I mean, when he came over to Britain, he kind of embraced the whole.
Mhm.
I suppose it was moved on to the new wave thing by then as well, and it kind of.
I suppose now and again you need something just to shake up.
Yeah.
And I was interested in music.
I think that's what I did more than anything.
Davie and I, we knew each other by bumping into each other at gigs and whatever, but it's fair to say we didn't really know each other very well. And
Yeah.
a couple of weeks ago, we got together for a bite to eat with our wives. You know, we are old blokes, but we got talking, and I think we both realised that at school and stuff, we weren't really into football and rugby and stuff. It was music, and that was me, and that's how I got into punk and stuff, because I followed music religiously. I lived in Glasgow, and Rangers and Celtic was something I never even bothered with. It was music for me, and when talking to Davie, he seems to have had the same attitude to sport. I don't mind a game of football, watching it, but it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Some guys live and die by football.
Yeah.
Always end up in the guy in the conversation in the circle of people, and you're just
Guys are
sitting
talking
on the
about
outside of the circle, you know.
Speaking that
second
funny
goal.
language again, boys. Come on.
about the
Aye.
second goalkeeper in 1975 Scottish Cup finals. And all that.
so-
What?
I can't remember what I had for dinner last week. What's the point in remembering all that kind of stuff? Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Dougie, I believe that you've got a new website that you've been working on.
That's right. I thought I better actually move into the computer age and actually just, rather than just humpbacking onto Facebook all the time, which is what's fine for me. I invested a great big 30 quid and bought a software package called, this is advertising, Wix, W-I-X. I just saw it advertised and I thought, I'm going to try that. And I tell you, everybody out there, if I can make a website, everybody can make a website, because I'm computer illiterate. I'm terrible at that. But this thing, it's a drag and drop. It's got some templates and you move it in. So I've managed to put my website, and it's doogieburns.com.
It looks great as well.
The thing,
Give me the
it
link
just,
there,
it
right?
just
That
looks fantastic, and I just moved some photographs onto it, added my own videos off of YouTube, added some photos, added some tunes, and it automatically links things. So when I put my tunes onto it, I already had my tunes on Spotify, and it takes the link from Spotify and puts it on your website without you having to. I remember trying to do a website a couple of years ago, and I found it really complicated and I gave up. But this thing pulls things off of, like, photographs. I've got some photographs on Instagram, and you just press a button and say open your Instagram account, and it pulled them in. Amazing. But the website is it's got a wee bit of attention. People have been writing to me saying that looks great, and it does look great. So that's it. DougieBurns.com, everybody.
Yeah, a good tool for going on tour as well.
Well, on this trip, it's also got a blog section, and so as we travel about, if I take a couple of photographs or maybe a wee shot of Davie playing, we were doing a gig, I take a wee shot of Davie playing, and then I can put it on the blog and say we're in, like, Chuck's Liberty Tree Tavern in Elgin. This is Davie playing there, and I intend in our trip to keep that updated as much as I can, because it looks to me from just setting it up, that should be an easy thing to do, and it all works through your phone. So
it'll be a blog that I'll be following when you're away. So I'll be watching your spaces to.
I'm going to specially film Davie getting on the plane, because
They get to screen your blogs first before you put them out.
Well, that's what I was going to say. He tells me he's not a very good flyer, so I'm going to film every part of the airport.
Holding on the door, being in front of them.
No, you can't make me go.
Your website's been on the go for a wee while now, is it?
Yeah, it's funny you should say that, because I've not been much. I'm pretty computer illiterate as well from over the years, but I've been using a company called Host Baby to do my website, and again, I can highly recommend them. It's all cut and paste and drop it into the box, and it makes a really good job, and you can kind of add as many pages as you want yourself. And
yeah. So we'll move on a wee bit. And Dougie, would you like to play us a wee tune?
Yeah, I suppose.
I believe you've got a new tune that you've been.
I do have a new tune, but I intend to learn it before we go to Texas.
Oh, okay.
I've got about 3 or 4 new songs, and I'm working on them to make sure that I don't make a fool of myself in Texas. So I'm not about to make a fool of myself in this video either. But I thought it would be quite interesting to write some new tunes. Basically, I haven't written a new song in ages. I'm too happy. I find that being happy doesn't help to write songs.
It's not great songwriting material.
No, it's not great songwriting material. I used to write a lot of songs, and I was working, and then I retired. And since I retired and I'm not working anymore, it's difficult to sit down and concentrate on a song. Anyway, that aside, this song I'm going to do is a lot of my songs. When I started, I wrote songs about my daughter. And this song, I wrote this after she went to uni and she started coming home. We're here, all different colours. And I really do think that she just did it to annoy her mother. But she came home with red hair and green hair and stuff. And she came home with blonde hair one time. Her hair's actually chestnut brown, but it was blonde, and that's the week she crashed her car. And then she fell out with her boyfriend, so she lost her baby. Not lost a baby,
No,
lost her baby. As she said to me, Dad, everything went wrong when I was blonde. And I thought, there's a song for Sarah, who I think likes the song, but she never talks about it. Yeah, I decided to dye my hair all blonde. I thought my troubles would be gone, and I bought that dye, changed my hair. Everybody just stopped and stared. Everything went wrong when I was blonde. Yeah, everything went wrong when I was blonde. Then I decided to dye my hair all red. I picked a color to not come dead, and I bought that dye and changed my hair. just stopped and stared. Everything went wrong when I was gone. Yeah, everything went wrong when I was gone. 'Cause I crashed my car, I lost my job. I'm hanging around the house looking like a slob. I lost my baby, I lost my cheer. Hey, too much pizza, drank too much beer. Then I decided to dye my hair all green. I picked a color that's so obscene, and I bought that dye and changed my hair. Everybody just stopped and stared. Everything went wrong when I was born. Yeah, everything went wrong when I was born. Then I decided to dye my hair all black like Angus Young. I'm back and back, and I bought that dye, changed my hair. Everybody just stopped and stared. Everything went wrong when I was born. Yeah, everything went wrong when I was born. 'Cause I crashed my car, lost my job, hanging around the house looking like a slob. And I lost my baby, I lost my cheer. Too much pizza, drank too much beer. Yeah, I decided to dye my hair all blonde, and I thought my troubles would be gone. I bought that dye and changed my hair, but the problem started there. Everything went wrong when I was gone. Yeah, everything went wrong when I was gone. Yeah, everything went wrong when everything went wrong when everything went wrong when I was gone. Blondes have more fun, I didn't get me none. The blondes have more fun. Ha!
Woo! There's that woo
I got a
again.
woo, I got a woo. Yeah, sorry, Sarah.
So, Davie, have you been working on any new music of lately?
I have, yeah. I've only just
He'll have learned his.
I've only just recently, well, in the last year and a half, started recording in my own place. I got set up with my MacBook, and I'm just delighted with how things are coming along with that. I just got a great songwriting tool. Just started off really with GarageBand, I suppose, and got some add-ons to that. So it's been a great tool for writing songs and getting them to a stage where you feel you can go out and into a studio and actually record them, you know, to a better standard. So my plans are for this year really is to get the whole band together with the Storm Chasers and go and record some of the songs past and present.
Have you
Some-
decided on a
some
place to
along those
record
lines.
it yet?
Not too sure yet. I'm still kind of open-minded about that.
Mhm.
I'm looking into a few different things, but I'm going to do a solo album as well with the newer stuff. But I really want to do something with this Storm Chasers lineup as well.
Yeah.
Some of the older songs, because they've kind of moved on from over the years. Some of the older stuff that I recorded with Cognac way back 10, 15 years ago. And we play them now with the band, and we've taken on a kind of different life form, I suppose, over the years.
Yeah, they move on, don't they?
Yeah,
They grow.
So it'd be nice to capture them now the way they are. capture that energy,
That should be fun.
which is always the hard thing to do. I find in a studio, it's actually capturing that the energy and the performance that you get from a live gig.
Yeah, it's the audience participation that actually makes a gig special.
It does.
You know, I mean, I've seen you playing at Lupaloo, and I mean the crowd. Not to take it away from yourself, but the crowd made that gig because they were well off their head.
Of course, yeah.
And it's that thing that comes back for them. You know, it makes you play different.
Yeah, definitely.
I played my first sort of full gig ever this year in the Market Bar, and when you hear somebody singing back or you know whistling back or you know just giving you that, it just gives you that bit more of a buzz, doesn't it?
Look at the Market, as you say, is a great venue. So
I always feel it's like just sitting in your own living room playing with loads of people who are there.
It's kind of like going into the Lion's Den in there too, because it
can be
half the crowd are the musicians as well, isn't it? A lot of the time. So.
Yeah, you see somebody walking past you and you're a bit like, oh, I better not muck this up. But I think we've all heard me muck it up by now, so.
I haven't heard you yet, so I'm looking forward to hearing your stuff.
What plans have you after you come back from your tour this year?
I know I've got some gigs booked. I've got some things going on, but like Davie, I think I might do a solo album, and so I have got a few songs that I'm happy with, and I might do just a solo acoustic album, maybe just with a bit of percussion, and Callum, the bass player in my band, he's on at me that we should be recording another album of some of the sort of more rock and roll songs that I've written.
I think
some that
the stuff you're doing will lend itself to a good live album, I think, as well.
Yeah, well, the thought is that we could do a gig and try and record it as you know, take lines out of the amps and whatever and try and mix it. But I mean, I'm no technician, as I've said earlier, but I do know people that do that, and I will look into that when I come back. We played a gig on Saturday night, and I wish that we had been recording it, because you know sometimes things go wrong, but the other times you're playing a gig and you just think this sounds great, it's coming back through the monitors, nothing's broken, and you think, oh jings, it's gone into the ether. Of course, that's the beauty of live performance. But if only we could have recorded at least half of the gig we played on Saturday night, I'd have been really happy to release that. But hey ho, the band were just all in the right frame of mind.
In the zone.
Yeah. Davie, would you like to maybe play us another tune?
Yeah, I'll do another one for you. Yeah, well, this song, I'll tell you a wee bit behind this song. Was when I recorded my album back in 2013. Martin Stevenson produced the album for me. We basically went into the town hall in Invergordon and a handful of songs that I'd kind of been putting together, and basically recorded 9 songs in the one day as the kind of backbone to the album, with just acoustic guitar and vocal, and then we were going to add bits and pieces to them afterwards. So I was kind of, at the end of the day, he said, well, you're pretty much one song short, so you need to go and find another song. So I had this song that was part of my answer machine message, which is basically one verse of the song. So I went home that night and I thought, it's not a bad tune, so I kind of put the words together for it overnight and then went in and recorded it the next day. But it's kind of turned out, I suppose it's a song I always dedicate this one to my dad, really, because it's just got a wee kind of spiritual thing about the sort of feeling that there's somebody watching over you. So it's called the Answer Phone Song. There's a place that exists outside of the soul, a place where shadows roam. A voice exists to you on your own, a voice that guides you along. There's someone watching over you, no matter what you do. hail, and snow. No matter where you go, we'll always be with you. Some say that it's fate, and some say it's God. Some say it's a spirit high above. Some say so much, they say nothing at all. Some folks just wait around for the call. There's someone watching over you, no matter what you do. Through the rain, hail, and snow, no matter where you go, we'll always be with you. Sometimes you reach out, you feel there's no one there. You're stranded and so alone. You need a voice to guide you home, not a message on your answer phone. There's someone watching over you, no matter what you do. Through the rain, hail, and snow, no matter where you go, we'll always be with you. Sometimes it's hard, and sometimes it's tough. Sometimes you forget who you are. Remember a place that exists in the heart. Only love can heal the scars. There's someone watching over you, no matter what you do. Through the rain, hail, and snow, no matter where you go, we'll always be with you. There's someone watching over you, no matter what you may do. Through the rain, hail, and snow, no matter where you go, we'll always be with you. But through the rain, hail, and snow, no matter where you go, we'll always be with you. Thank you.
That's a smashing song.
Cheers.
Really like that one. So, if I was asking you, obviously we're talking about touring and that, but is there anywhere in the world or in the country that you would most like to play? Where would be the gig to play? Is there a
Albert Hall.
Hmm?
Albert Hall.
The Albert Hall.
Albert Hall?
I've never been to the Albert Hall. I've
Never been in it,
I've
no.
fancied going to a gig there at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Queen's Hall in Edinburgh. I like that. That's a nice place.
Yeah.
There's a good atmosphere there. I've seen some great gigs there. But you know, when I was young and going into Glasgow and going to see bands, I'd go to places like I don't mean any you guys, but there's a place called Shadows, which was a sort of basement bar. There was a place called the Burns House, and another place called the Dial Inn. There used to be a guy called Big George and Big George in the Business
Oh, yeah,
was
I
the name of the
remember
band.
that.
And that was when I saw that, I was like, yeah. I've heard other people say, no, I saw something. I saw Big George in the Business, and I thought, I want to do that. That was, you know, because this guy, he was amazing, and he got recognition in Glasgow in Scotland, but I thought he was world class. But you'll see guys, you'll be touring about, and you'll see guys, and you'll think, how's he no famous? You see people that are playing in places, and they're amazing musicians, and they're not famous. And then you'll see some
Went to an X
no
Factor.
mark on the telly, and you think, what's this score?
money definitely talks a lot of the time, to be honest. But
Yeah.
definitely helps.
Yeah. But my ambition has never been to do big star things.
No.
But I mean, somewhere like let's say the Queen's Hall, or I really enjoyed playing the Ironworks. The Ironworks is a good venue to play in.
I was lucky enough a few years ago. I did a tour with Runrig. I was their tour support during the Patera tour, and actually did the Barrowlands in Glasgow. So that was out of this world. Played a sellout Barrowlands crowd walking on there, and
Yeah.
it's just the atmosphere, and such a legendary place as well. You know, it was.
Mine's a bit less humble than that. I quite fancy just Belladrum, main stage,
Yeah.
nobody there, just myself and my guitar, and just enjoy it. You know what I mean? Just so, you know, I could walk up now and do it. You know what I mean? And,
Usually the first band on at Belladrum has got nobody watching them anyway.
Because they're all stuck outside in the traffic. But
yeah, I mean, I like intimate gigs, and it's like we were talking about earlier. Is the energy you get off of people getting into what you're doing and singing back choruses and stuff.
Exactly.
That's great. And of course, I've never played major venues, but I played the Lou Music Festival in Cornwall. And of course, nobody in Cornwall knew me at all, but the band and I, some of the band came and we played, and boy, we had a great time, and we went down really well, and that's quite gratifying. And when you play in Inverness, people know it's Dougie Burns, I've seen him before, but when you play somewhere where nobody knows you and you get a reaction, that's cool.
Yeah, that's nice.
well, maybe just wonder if you would do a last tune for us, Dougie.
Sign quieter. This is another song that I wrote a while ago, but I wrote this song after speaking to a girl that I know. She lived in a flat on her own. The flat's lovely, but she hated being on her own. And I wrote this song for her. But when I recorded it, my mum had just died. And my dad had the recording, you know, he had the CD. My dad was my inspiration for doing music. He was a saxophone player in a swing band in the late 50s, early 60s. Not a star, just a guy in the band, but he loved music, and like Dave was saying, you listen to music your parents play. My dad did that, and he listened to my CDs, and I like that, and I don't like this, and I like that. You know. But he liked this song, and he said, you know, that reminds me of me. He says, because he still lived in the family home, he loved the house, but he was there on his own, and he began to actually hate the house because he was lonely. So this is called Lonely Heaven, and that's what it's about. It's about living in a place that you really like, but not having anybody to share it with. And I've cheered you up. Get on with it. I thought I could be happy living on my own. No one here to answer but the phone. No one's here to tell me when I roam. No one gives a shit if I come home. Could be loneliest part of heaven. Could be loneliest part of heaven. 'Cause I thought it would be heaven to live here on my own. No one here to answer but the phone. But I wish the door would open, someone would come in, and I'd be checking times till they go home. could be the loneliest part of heaven. Could be the loneliest part of heaven. Yes, if you run away with me and hold me in your arms, don't wanna live my life this way. Yes, if you run away with me and hold me in your arms, don't wanna live my life this way. Could be loneliest part of heaven. Could be loneliest part of heaven. Could be the loneliest part of heaven. There we
Woo!
go.
Had to let that one ring out. I must admit that one's one of, I think, mine and Wendy's favourites. That one.
All right.
Nice.
Thank you very much, gentlemen, for coming.
Thanks for
I
having us,
always
Mark.
feel it's an out and out privilege because essentially, you know, I'm getting some amazing musicians come and do my summer house sessions, and I'm sitting there and I'm your audience. So it's a one-to-one audience, and how many people get that privilege?
No, this is a great wee setup, and yeah, more power to your elbow. You should be happy that you're doing this, and I think that a lot of folk I know that play music that would be interested in coming and doing a session with you, because it's nice to get to talk about your songs rather than just playing them. It's a wee bit different, and I think you should keep doing it as
Sort
much
of
as
keep
you
in mind
can.
the next time that like Chuck Hawthorne and Libby and people like that are coming over as well.
Yeah,
Quite nice.
yeah, that would be,
get
if
them
you're
all here.
interested in that,
Yeah.
we could get you in touch with these folk.
Yeah, no, thank you very much, gentlemen. That's
No worries,
fantastic.
thank you. Cheers.
Dave Cowan, everybody, and Dougie Burns.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.